Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you. Good morning, Zana. Good morning, Luke. Good morning to all the children there. Maybe we have Abigail and Leah on there. I don't know. There's so many children. Evelina. Maybe we have Steve watching, Diana. I think there's so many children around that I don't know their names, but I hope that you enjoy our program today. Now, this year, we're having a virtual camp meeting, aren't we? And next year, I hope to see all your smiling faces and we can be together. But today, we'll just enjoy being together this way. Today, I have my grandchildren with me. We have Oliver.
Hello, I'm Oliver.
And Amelie.
Hi.
And they're going to help me. And so it's good to have some children here with me. Before we start, my grandson Oliver is going to have our prayer.
Hey, let's close our eyes. Dear God, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you that we could all be here together. Maybe not together face to face, but we could still be on live on Zoom. Please help us to share a good message about Noah and the ark and the flood. And please help us all to have a wonderful day after this. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Oliver. Well, today we have a story. It's an amazing story. It's about a humongous boat. 8 people. Let me see what else we have in our story. All different kinds of animals. And the beginning of the rainbow. Now, the story starts with my grandfather. Well, it's not my plain grandfather. It's my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. And you know who that is. It's Noah, yes. And the secret is he's your great-grandfather too, way back, because we all come from Noah. So it's a story about one of our family members. And it starts when Noah was 500 years old. Now, Oliver, Amelie, do you know anybody 500 years old?
No, I do not. That is very old.
The oldest person I know was 97.
Yeah.
That's not even close to 500.
And that was your great-grandma, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes. Well, 500 years old in those days, the people lived a lot longer. And when Noah was 500 years old, he had some children. He had 3 boys. And our story starts when God looks down at the earth that he had made. And he was very, very sad. The people were fighting. They were so mean to each other. They didn't think about anybody but themselves. And God thought, what can I do? And he looked down, and there was Noah. Now, Noah was a man who loved God. And Noah had a heart for God, and he listened to God. And so God thought about that. And he thought, I think I will start brand new. But first of all, he wants to talk to Noah what he wants him to do. And he said to Noah, he wants him to build a boat. Now, do you think that God loved Noah more than all the other people on the earth?
No.
So why was he just talking to Noah?
Because Noah
Loved him and paid attention to him.
Yeah?
He listened and didn't go against God and fight other people.
Yeah, and do you think that maybe God wanted to use Noah? Because Noah had a long time he could tell people about God, didn't he? Because God said, build this boat. It's not going to take just a year. It's going to take a long time. So Noah was talking to the people, and he was telling them about God. And did they want to listen?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But God did love all those other people too, just as much as he loved Noah. So God decided he was going to start brand new, and he says, build me a boat. Now, you remember they didn't have any rain before that, did they?
Nope.
No.
So what do you think the people did when he starts talking about
Did they?
building a boat? That's right.
They laughed.
Oh, they had a good time. They think Noah's a little bit
Crazy.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Because God gave Noah instructions on how to build a boat. Now, how many stories was the boat?
I don't know, 500?
No. It's a big boat, but not that big. 3 stories. It looks more like a big shoebox, like a big barge. So, and it was 3 stories. It had a big door on the side,
Must be very big.
and it had a window, and then there would be a ramp. And it took Noah a long time. Well, before we talk any more about this boat, Amelie is going to make us a paper boat. So, Amelie, can you do that for us?
Okay. So today we're going to make this. So we're going to start with a piece of paper. Hopefully you all have that.
What's it called, Amelie, when you do paper folding like this?
It's called origami.
Okay. Do they need help from their mom and dad?
Yes.
So we have to go quite slow, don't we, Amelie, so they have a chance to follow. Okay. Go for it, Amelie.
So we're just going to give you guys a bit of time to get your family and a piece of paper.
Well, let's hope they have their paper now.
Yes. Okay. So, we're going to start with a piece of paper, and you're going to fold it over this way. And try to put it as straight as you can. And then, you're going to push really hard on it.
They want to
Crease
make a
it.
very sharp crease, don't they, Amelie?
Yeah. So you're just going to push real hard on the edge. And once you get that, you're going to open it and do that the other way.
What kind of wood was this ark made out of?
Oak. I'm pretty
Oak?
sure. No.
No, it was cedar.
No?
No.
It was gopher wood.
Yes.
Who
go
ever heard
for
of
it.
gopher wood? Gopher wood, yes.
And once you have it like this, you're going to take this side that doesn't open and take a corner and fold it up like that. And then crease it.
Oh, you're doing a good job there, Amelie. Creasing it very well.
And then you do that with the other side too.
Why don't you hold it up and show them what it looks like now when you got all the creases there.
So once you've done that, it should look like this.
Very good.
And then there's two pieces. You're going to take one of the pieces and fold it up and crease it. So it should look like this. And then you flip it over and do that the same way with the other piece.
Looks like a party hat now.
Yeah, it
Could you
does.
put that on your head if you opened it up?
Maybe.
Yeah. Doesn't look like a boat yet, though.
It's not quite a boat yet. No. So once you do this, you're going to take this, open it like that, so it's in a square.
I bet you're going to crease it again
Yes, you are going to crease it.
because you want it very thin, don't you, Amelie?
Yes, all around the square. All around it. And once you have it like that, so you see there's two pieces. You'll take one of the pieces and fold it up to the top.
Do you want to show that to them once you get that one crease done?
Yeah.
Crease it really good.
Yes, you have to
It's
crease
getting
it.
thick now, isn't it?
Yes, so you have to crease it really well. So you see you have it like that. Now you'll flip it over and do that with the other piece. Now, it doesn't look like a boat at all, but you only have to do one more step. You take this and you go like that.
Oh, some more creasing, I bet.
Yes, definitely some more creasing.
This is the most important creasing of all, isn't
Yes,
it?
you need it really well creased. Then you take these.
This is the surprise part, isn't it?
Ah! Ah,
Almost have a boat, don't you? What's the last thing? More creasing?
crease the bottom and the two sides. And that's what you have. It's a boat.
Yes. Now, do you think the boat looked like that?
No.
Probably not. But it was way longer than it was wide, and it was, like I said, like a shoebox. Well, thank you, Amelie. You did a great job. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, how long do you think that boat was? Do you have any guesses?
5,000 feet.
Oh my goodness, that would be a big boat. No.
Maybe
that's-
100?
Oh yeah, over 100. It was 450 feet long.
Whoa.
Now, if you think about a football field, and then you add another half football field onto that, that's how long the boat would be.
That is very long.
Well, it had to be. Well, how many people were on there?
8.
So did they need a boat that big?
No, but there was all
Oh,
the
what was
animals.
on there?
All the animals.
Ah, forgot about the animals, didn't we? So there were 2 animals of every kind. So there was a boy animal, a girl animal, or you want to say a male animal and a female animal.
Like 2 lions, 2 dogs,
2 zebras.
Okay, how about the creatures that fly in the air?
like
Them
2
too.
birds.
2 doves, 2 ravens, 2 eagles.
Okay, and what about the fish and the whales? Where were they kept?
Nope, they stayed in the
the
ocean.
water.
They stayed in the
It was a
ocean.
big
Okay.
home for them.
Well, there's so many different kinds of animals, and I don't know them all. But how about we take an animal quiz right now, and we can see if you can identify the animals. So we have a whole bunch of different kinds of animals. They'll show just a tiny bit, and you have to guess.
30 animals, 10 seconds.
What do you think that is? Don't. I have to ask Amelie and Oliver not to guess yet because I want you to guess.
Is that a mountain?
No.
It's oh, it's a turtle.
It's a turtle.
Very. It's a water turtle.
Sea turtle, yeah.
Could be a Dalmatian dog.
A dog, maybe.
Yeah.
A Dalmatian dog's a white fur, not yellow.
What's like that?
It's brown and black.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
cheetah.
it's a cheetah.
Those are really things really fast.
It's one of Amelie's favorite animals. Oh,
What is that? It looks
What
kind of
is
like an alligator.
What is that?
Green and orange and blue and black and white. What is all
looks
those
like an
colors?
eye to me. Let's see what it is.
Ah,
Did you guess it was a parrot?
parrot.
Probably wants a
Beautiful.
cracker.
What has that?
Oh my goodness, that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Are those antennas or eyes?
Weird.
Maybe. Oh, it's a snail.
What?
Of course.
Those slimy things?
Did you guess that?
No.
That's my dog. Wait, no, my blood dog's not that color.
A bit less long.
A cow? Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh,
It's a
A
skunk.
skunk. Oh, those smelly pea skunks.
no. Another eye.
That looks kind of cute. But
Maybe it's scary.
maybe.
What is it?
Or it's.
Oh, it's tiger.
Look at his whiskers.
They're so long.
I think I know this one.
I think everybody knows this one, right, guys?
No, let's see. I could be wrong.
I think it might be a dog.
Maybe.
Oh,
No, it's a hyena.
I thought it was a bear.
I thought it was a dog.
What has that? Is that like a mouth?
No, not a
Like
mouse.
a beak?
Kind of looks like a claw to me.
A claw.
Yes.
From what? It's a.
Oh,
a lobster.
A lobster.
A lobster.
This is a hard one.
What has that?
To me, it looks like a porcupine, but I don't know.
Or an elephant with those big tusk thingies.
Yeah, but elephants don't have those things.
I don't think it's a porcupine.
Yeah.
Oh, walrus.
Sure, those things have those little whiskers.
They do.
Ooh, he's scary.
That's scary. Pink nose? Who's a pink nose?
That's weird. It's like a
It's a very long nose too, isn't
Long-
it?
yeah.
Nose
It's
and white.
long. What has long noses?
And pink. Something.
Oh, it's a mandrill type of monkey.
Those have big snouts.
Yes. What is that?
What?
Butterfly?
Maybe.
A butterfly.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It's a clownfish.
I think I know
What
this
has
one.
that?
Looks something like a.
Scales? What animal has snails? Snakes have snails, but what type of snake?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
rattlesnake.
it's a rattlesnake. That's the rattler.
It's a little tiny bones on the end.
That looks kind of fluffy, but what is it?
It's yellow.
The black eye.
I don't have black eyes. Do I have black eyes?
No. Part of it. Oh, it's a cute baby chickie.
They are cute, aren't they?
They're so cute.
That's a little scary, don't you
Yeah.
Kind of menacing, doesn't he?
Ooh.
think? He's staring at me. Wherever I go, he's staring at me.
I can't move away from it.
Oh, it's a black
Oh,
panther.
It's a black panther. Oh.
Very beautiful, though.
They are. They look kind of cute. What's that?
It's the shape of a
I think it's some kind of sea creature, maybe.
maybe, but it looks like a star. What type of animal's a star?
I think you gave that one away.
Starfish. You always give that one away. What's that?
It's colorful, like a rainbow.
And it looks like its eyes poking out of its head.
I don't know.
That's weird.
Looks like a microphone.
Oh, it's a small shrimp.
It's a shrimp. Those things are really tiny. What is that?
Looks like a cave.
A what?
A cave. Yes,
Cave.
a cave.
Yes.
But animal caves are animals.
Looks like a snow cave.
Yes. a
Yeah, snow
cave.
cave.
What?
it's a
Oh,
polar
it's a
bear.
polar bear. That was a polar bear's nose.
Did you guess that it was a polar bear?
I think they're pretty smart. I think they would have.
Now, what's that? I actually don't know what it is. I forget what it is.
Oh my.
Oh, a centipede. Ooh.
Look at all the legs.
They have too many legs. Is
Yes.
that a dog?
I don't think it's a
A
dog.
pig?
Well, let's
Pigs
just.
have fur like that.
Oh, yeah.
Pink.
It kind of looks like a porcupine. Those things look kind of look spiky.
Not a dog. It's a hog.
Oh, wild
Nope, it's actually
boar.
a
Wild
wild
boar, yeah.
Do you know we have those in Saskatchewan? Some of them around.
Oh,
Here we have a
what's that? It looks like some messy hairdo.
or a swim.
It looks like a bad
They went
hairdo.
for a swim.
A bad hairdo.
What? That narrows it down to things that swim? Oh,
It's a
it's a cute beaver.
We have those here, don't we?
What is that?
Wait a second. That reminds me of something.
What does that remind me of?
Does it remind me of? Oh yes, my favorite animal. What's my favorite animal?
It's an orca.
No,
Killer
it's-
whale.
Are they the same thing?
Yeah.
It looks like a bird, but with hair.
He's scary looking.
He is.
It's like a grandpa with hair. That's a
Oh,
bird.
that's not very nice to your grandpa.
It's a doodoo bird.
Oh,
No,
it's
it's
extinct.
That's why I don't see them anymore. They're extinct.
Just a minute, it's dodo.
Dodo bird. What is that? It looks like the screen's failing. That's what it looks like.
Let's talk. Spotted.
It's a deer or a, doe.
baby deer.
Doe.
Of course, we have those around, don't we?
That kind of looks like a snake.
But snakes aren't that color, are they?
I don't know.
There's lots of
Maybe.
different colors of snakes.
Yeah.
True. It's a.
A salamander. Oh.
He's quite colorful, isn't he?
Yeah. What
Oh,
in
boy.
the world is that? Is
Look-
that like a tail?
I think maybe
That's
it's.
a tail.
I think it's a nose.
That's a big nose.
That
what do you
must be a
think?
big nose.
Why would they use a nose that big?
Who wants a nose that big?
Is it? Oh, it's
An anteater. They use that nose to suck up the ants.
Yep, that's why he needs a
And they
long
have a
nose.
giant tongue, so
That was
they.
like a rhino, kinda, but rhinos aren't black.
No,
Well,
no.
there are some.
Hey, look at that. I think it's a sea creature.
Yeah, maybe a sea creature. Or it's a
Oh, it's
rhinoceros. I was right. It's a
beetle.
rhinoceros.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Is that a cat?
No.
No.
Because that kind of has like a whisker thing.
Look at the ears.
No, that cannot be a cat. It's
No.
Look at the ears.
What is it?
chipmunk.
Oh, a
I
chipmunk.
thought it was a rabbit.
They actually threw nuts at Nana. What is
Maybe this is a butterfly or a moth.
Those look like eyes on the things.
maybe hands or legs.
That's for its protection.
Yeah, protection for. What? It's a. Oh,
Oh, it's a moth.
it has so many eyes. It scares other animals away.
Yeah, so they don't eat them. What is that? Actually, I don't know
A
what that is.
snake, an eel, I don't know. What do you guys think it is?
Oh, it's
Maybe you can guess. Tell your mom or dad what it is.
Tell us, guys. What is it?
It's a dolphin. Oh my goodness, so cute.
You guys can get this last one right, guys? I think so.
Look at that beak.
Another long beak. What is long beaks like that? It's a bird, probably, but what type of bird? It's a.
It's
I think it's a fruit. It's a.
Oh, it's a kiwi. Oh my goodness.
He looks pretty round, doesn't he?
Nice. That was fun.
Well, thanks for your help. So we saw lots of different animals. How did you do? I know I didn't get them all right.
Neither did I.
No, it was fun to see though. There's all kinds of animals, and a lot of them have the different colors for protection or things like that. We noticed the skunk, and then the butterflies or the moths, how they have all those eyes, and then of course the long teeth. Okay, so we had lots of animals on that boat. You can imagine how much food they would need for
a
all
lot
those
of
animals.
food.
Because they were going to be there a long time.
Mhm.
So Noah and his 3 boys and their wives, they had all the food to get on there, and they had to get food for themselves too. It was a big job. And building the ark took a long, long time.
How long?
Years.
Well, some people think it took about 100 years.
What?
Not many people live that long.
Well, in those days they did. And just think about
Wow.
Noah had all that time to tell people about God and what was coming and give them a chance because God loved them.
Didn't any of them listen?
No, they didn't listen because you know when he said there's going to be a flood and there's going to be rain, they had never had rain before and they just laughed at him. So God said to Noah, I'm going to make a covenant. Do you know what a covenant is?
Cabinet?
Covenant.
Covenant. A promise?
That's it, a promise. So I said to you today, maybe we will go to the zoo. If it's nice weather, we'll go to the zoo. That's a promise. And God made a promise to Noah. And he said that he would make this agreement with him if Noah would build this boat, that he would save him and his family, and of course anybody else that would listen. And they would be safe in the ark because God was going to send this flood. It was going to go over the whole earth. So now think about if you were on that big ark with all those animals. I think it'd be quite smelly, don't you? Because you go into a barn sometimes. Oh my, the smell.
That's only like 17 animals. There's probably like hundreds and thousands on that boat.
Yeah.
There's like millions of animals.
We had to get all those animals on them and all the food. And so I think that would be a pretty noisy place too. So let's, before we go on to something else, let's listen to some animal sounds and see if you can identify by the sound what animal there is.
Guess the sound. Animal edition.
Don't guess it.
That's a little scary.
Yeah.
Maybe a lion?
What was that?
Well, look, it's going to be one of these, gorilla, a tiger, or a walrus.
I don't think it's a gorilla. Either a tiger or a walrus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's
a-
a walrus? Really? I never knew walruses made that sound.
It's not more like a tiger or something. Listen to the next one now.
That kind of sounds like a cow, kind of.
No, cow's new, not
There's cow, camel, or a duck.
a camel.
It was a camel? Camels can drink a lot of water.
What makes grunting noises? Dogs bark, so it could not be a dog.
It's
But maybe it's a
either-
hippo.
Or a
But
pig.
pigs do snort.
Ah,
Oh,
it's a pig. Yeah, yeah. I thought maybe it was a pig.
Frog?
What makes that
Frog?
sound?
Croaking sound? Maybe?
You're going to give us help to guess. Oh, there is a frog there.
But chicken squawk. But what do rams? Oh, they baa. Baa, baa. So I think it might be a frog, right?
Yeah.
Did you guess a frog too?
Probably, because you guys are pretty smart.
Yes. What makes that sound?
It's like a bee.
I don't think rabbits make much sound.
No.
I think it might be a rabbit.
Donkey?
No, I think it might be. Yeah, it was a rabbit.
It was
I
a
knew it.
rabbit. I didn't think they made much sound. Well, I got that wrong.
We all got it wrong.
No, I said probably a rabbit.
Oh.
It sounds scary, kind of. Real scary.
We already said a camel.
So it can't be a camel.
But it could be a giraffe or a bear.
A bear, yeah.
You hear that sound?
It's like
Better-
roaring.
Be careful. Oh, listen.
That sounds.
Listen.
Oh, what? Like something that's underwater. Like, what are these underwater? It's a. Oh,
What do you all think?
whale.
Very good.
Well, yeah. That kind of sounds like a
Person.
No,
Or a-
no.
or a bird, maybe.
Okay, rabbit, a cat, or an owl.
Oh, it's an owl.
I thought owls hoot.
Did you guess that one?
Ooh.
What trumpets is that? I think you guys know what it is already. You don't even have to look. Those guys are all big. Which one
Did you guess the right one?
is it? It's a yellow elf.
Oh, it's an elephant. It's not yellow. It's the yellow square of a elephant. What makes that sound? Ram.
It's not a duck.
Quack, quack.
What is it? A giraffe or a rat? Oh.
Really? I never knew giraffes made that
I
sound.
thought it was a bee or something.
I thought it would be the ram.
An angry bee, but it's not.
I thought it would be the ram.
Okay, I think maybe that's the end of all our animal sounds.
That
Okay,
was fun.
so Noah was told to get all the animals on board, one of each kind.
Very
and
noisy.
Get all the food ready. And there are some very large animals to get on there.
Like elephants.
And as we said before, some people think it's about 100 years to build the ark because now Noah was 600 years old.
What? That is very old. That.
Yes. And he was building this ark because God told him. It'd take a lot of faith to build that ark. Because he also had never seen any rain, but he listened to God's voice and he knew when God was telling him things. So if somebody was starting to build a big boat like that in the middle of your street, wouldn't you think it was funny?
Oh, I
Yes.
think it would be cool.
You think it'd be
It
cool?
would be cool, yeah. It
I
would be
think that
very
people would be laughing at them though. And so it was very hard for Noah and his family because the people would be making fun of them while they were building this boat.
I don't think they could fit the giant boat in our street, but
So it took a long time to get the animals on there. And when it was done, the door was closed and no one else had joined them.
what closed the door?
Well, I think God was in charge of that. So then, when the ark was closed, Noah and his family, they waited 1 day, 2 days, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they keep waiting for the rain. And the people outside are probably just laughing, and maybe they could hear them. It must have been a real test of their faith. Was God going to do what he said? Here they're inside this big ark with all these animals, a floating zoo, but it wasn't floating yet. And the people were making fun of them. And then after 1 week, what happened?
Did it rain?
Rained.
Pitter, patter,
Now, they had never seen rain before. So right now, we're going to go and learn a little bit about rain. Because you know, when we got Camp White Sands, we have our mad scientist, you remember?
Oh,
Dr. Ian, my son. And he is here today with us on the screen. So let's see what he has to tell us.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to camp meeting. I wish we were really at Camp White Sands right now. That'd be so awesome to be hanging out with all of you, singing songs, playing games, maybe getting ice cream from the ice cream shack, and riding horses, rock climbing, all those things that are lots of fun at camp meeting. But we're going to have fun together for a little bit of time here. And normally we do one science experiment per class, but we're going to do 3 today. And hopefully you guys already have some of the supplies at home so you can do it at home. The first one is super easy. Hopefully you guys all have a balloon. If you don't, you can always get a balloon and do this later. It's super simple and you'll be able to remember it. So what we're talking about, you guys know, is Noah and how before the flood there was never any rain. Isn't that the weirdest thing ever? Can you imagine life without rain? I can't. And you know what comes with rain sometimes. Lightning. That's what we're going to do with this one. The balloon is for lightning. Because lightning is electricity. And you guys have all played with balloons, I'm sure. Rubbed them on your head and you got that lightning type experience, which is just electricity, isn't it? So let's blow our balloons up and tie a knot of them. You guys can all have your balloons hopefully by now. If not, go run and find your mom or your dad and say, hey, where's my balloon? All right, let's blow our balloons up. Whoa! Were you worried I was going to pop it? I wasn't too worried. Now, maybe you have a little bit of harder time blowing that, so you might need to get help. But if not, do your best to blow it up. And sometimes the hard part is tying it. So maybe find mom, find dad, tie it now. You guys all ready? Take it now, make your hair all messy. Just got to rub it around, rub it. And we're putting an electrical charge on the balloon right now. And if you get it kind of close, hopefully you have more hair than I do, but I can actually feel my hair coming out and meeting the balloon. Can't see it because I don't have a mirror. If you have a mirror, you can go look in the mirror right now. And you can see how the electrical charge that you put on the balloon is pulling your hair out, sort of like that. And lightning that there's never before, because there's never been rain, is an electrical charge. In the clouds, if you can believe this, guys, little frozen raindrops are tossing around. And as those little frozen raindrops rub, they create an electrical charge. And eventually that charge builds up and it goes, and it comes down to the ground. And that's lightning. So can you believe lightning that we see all the time never happened before the flood? That would be such a weird thing to imagine life without rain. So play with the balloon. You can rub it on your head, look in the mirror, you can rub it on your head, sometimes stick it to a wall. It doesn't always work, but you can try it. And that's electrical charge.
Thank you. That would be fun. And sometimes when you're walking on a carpet sometimes, and you can do the same thing with your feet if you have socks on, and you touch them and you get a little spark, don't you? Have you ever had that happen?
On a slide.
Yeah.
And then we touch each other and zap.
Yeah, get a little zap. So that's what can happen. Sometimes when you're in bed at night, you can hear a big clap of thunder. It almost seems to shake your bed, doesn't it? Kind of scary, and then the lightning's flashing. If you're safe in the house, so sometimes it's so beautiful, that lightning, just all over the sky. This spring we've had a lot of rain, haven't we? I know that some places got 7 inches of rain in an evening and the next day. So let's hear about the rain, because how does the rain come down? What makes, when you look at those clouds going by, some of them are white and fluffy and some are dark. Let's hear about rain.
So guys, never ever rained before. I don't know if there was clouds or not. There's probably clouds. Clouds, you know, are formed from water that's evaporating off the ground and goes up into the air. And all that water forms clouds. Maybe there was clouds and then the water came out of the clouds like dew. That's that wet stuff on the grass in the morning. That's what we understand is before rain, there was dew. I don't know if there was clouds, but can you imagine the first raindrop coming out of a cloud? Wow, that'd be crazy. We're going to do a little kind of demonstration of what that might have been like. And these are going to be giant raindrops, I hope. So this is just water, and I know you guys don't have stuff for this at home, so that's okay. If you ever want to play around with your parents' help, it's pretty easy. You just get water, shaving cream, and white, because it looks more like a cloud than if you had blue. And I don't think there's many other shaving cream colors, to be honest. So we're going to put some shaving cream on here. And that is going to be our big fluffy cloud. And we're going to try and make sure the cloud is actually kind of down there. And then remember, the water's already in the cloud because it evaporated from the ground. Evaporated, that's kind of a hard word, isn't it? That just kind of means it turned into a gas. I don't know if that helps, guys. But water goes from being like on a lake or a puddle, and then it goes into the air. That's evaporation. Okay, we're going to put some big raindrops into these clouds. And it's going to take a little bit of time here. So if you ever do this on your own, just be patient. It'll happen. And what we're going to watch for right down here, I think there's another camera that's going to see that better, is eventually the rain is going to come down. So imagine you're sitting there, never ever saw a raindrop in your whole life, and you saw all these clouds forming, maybe never seen a cloud before either, and suddenly, hopefully pretty soon, oh, there it is. Can you guys see? Can you see the raindrop coming out? Now, of course, this doesn't come like a drop. It comes as a big stream of water. And imagine the first ever raindrop that you felt. It'd be crazy, wouldn't it? And suddenly more and more and more rain started coming out of this cloud. What an experience. Look at all that rain coming out of there now. The rain is just pouring out. And you know some rainstorms, guys, are just little drops you barely get wet, and some is just pouring, almost like somebody's dropping a bucket on you. And this is getting to be more and more of a rainstorm. We're going to add more and more blue dye to our cloud so we can get a bigger and bigger rainstorm. Oh, look at that rain just pouring out of there now. Yeah, it's turning from a little rainstorm into a big rainstorm. So, rain. Never happened before. Imagine what the people were feeling. Let's learn some more about Noah and God's promises.
Again. So the rain started, and I think the people all around, now they were getting very concerned. They first felt that rain come down, and then when it wouldn't stop. Do you think the people were trying to pound on the ark probably?
Maybe.
Probably.
I think it probably was a very sad time because God loved those people too. So it was very sad that they hadn't listened. So now the rain was coming down, and in the ark, have you been in like in our sunroom sometime when the rain comes down and you can hear it, it's just very noisy? Well, it can get very noisy on a tin roof. Well, they didn't have tin, but I imagine they could hear that rain and they knew something was happening too. And how long did it rain for?
40 days and
And
nights.
40 nights.
So let's say 40 days, that's over a month. So when you go back to school in September, it'd be all of September and into October. Rain every day. And pretty soon, everything was covered up, even the tallest mountains.
Mount Everest?
All the mountains would be covered.
Whoa, that is
So
a
40
lot of
days.
rain.
And the people in the ark were probably, the water probably was quite wavy and they maybe got a little bit sick. I don't know, they could have but it was a big boat, so maybe not. But 40 days it rained, and then after 40 days it stopped. Now, could the people get out of the ark?
Nope, because there was still lots of water.
There was a lot of water. So they couldn't get out of the ark. They had to wait and wait and wait until the water went down. And then finally, God sent a strong wind. They had been in there now for 5 months.
What?
In a boat for 5 months? I think I'd get a little sick.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's 150 days.
Whoa.
And then God sent the wind, and started drying the earth. And so finally the tops of the mountains were coming up. And there's a special mountain that the ark came to. What was the name of that mountain?
It was Mount Sarai? Or
No.
Mount
Ararat.
Ararat.
Okay, do you know where Mount Ararat is?
Somewhere in this world. I don't know.
Okay, it was in Turkey. It's quite a ways from Saskatoon or wherever you live. So let's look on Google Earth and see if we can see where Mount Ararat is. So here's North America and South America. You can see we're in the top part, way up here. Okay, there's where we are. There we are. And now we're going to travel. Okay, where are we going to go? That's the church and school there. Okay, now follow this. We're leaving Saskatoon. We're going to soon leave Saskatchewan. Okay,
Now
where are we
we're
going now?
gonna-
Okay, now we're leaving North America. We're going across the ocean to Europe. And finally we get to Turkey. And there's Mount Ararat. It's covered with snow. I think that's the way it is all year long. And that's where the ark landed. Some people think it is still there underneath all that snow.
But if it's always snowy, do you think it was snowy back then with all the water?
I don't know how this all happened. But finally the ark rested on Mount Ararat. But they still couldn't leave, could they?
No, because there was still lots of water.
There was still a lot of water.
And how would the animals eat with just water around them?
But remember that Noah had a little window at the top of the ark?
He did?
Yeah, there was a window and a door. And so God sent the wind and things started drying out. And Noah went and opened the door. And he looked out, couldn't see anything but water. But he thought, well, let's send a bird out because he had birds. So he sent out, I think it was a raven, the first one. And out went the bird. Pretty soon, the bird came back because there was no place for it to land. So he waited some more days and then he sent out another bird. This was a dove. And the dove came back. And then he waited another time, and the dove came back with an olive leaf. So
He saw a tree.
So that meant there was a place for the dove to rest. But that still didn't mean there was a place for them to get out. There was still, it could have been the tree was above, but there still was water below the tree. So they still couldn't get out. And then he waited some more time, and finally he sent out another dove. And this time the dove did not come back.
That means he found something. Somewhere
Yes.
to live.
That's right. And the Bible says that Noah and his family and the animals were on the ark for how long? How long do you think it was?
5 years?
Not 5 years.
That's definitely not.
Maybe
A year?
6 months.
A year, just a little over a year. That's a long time. It's from one birthday to the next, a little bit more. That would be a long time to be on a boat and not be able to see outside.
That's a little bit longer for my sister.
Yeah, it's a long time. So when the earth was dry enough for them to get out, God told Noah, it's time to get out of the boat, and the door was open. What a happy day. But can you imagine when Noah and his family, Mrs. Noah, his 3 boys and their wives, looked out? What do you think they saw?
A beautiful new earth.
Do you think it was beautiful?
No, it was covered in mud and dead trees falling down and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it was that beautiful. And you don't think, probably they felt a little bit lonely because there were no other people.
I know, but then there's nobody being mean to them.
I know, but it was very sad. And they would have to start all over again, build houses, grow their food and things. But the first thing they did when they got out of the ark, because it was a happy day, what did they do?
Prayed.
Prayed, and they
And
had
he had offering.
they made an offering. And
That's
built an
right.
altar.
They made an altar and they thanked God for saving them. And then God did something very, very special.
What was that?
There was a beautiful rainbow. Now, I don't think they'd ever seen a rainbow before because they had never had rain.
Oh yeah.
So, right now, our mad scientist is going to talk to us about rainbows. And I hope you have all the things ready so you can do yours too.
All right, guys. So, rain. That happened, right? And then after the rain, there was lightning and thunder, and then there was the flood, right? And then after the flood, there was the rainbow. And you guys have all seen baking soda and vinegar before, I know, because you guys are all super smart kids. But it's still fun to play with, isn't it? So we're going to do a baking soda and vinegar rainbow. And so I think you guys hopefully have all your supplies at home. So we're going to have like little cups. They don't have to be this little, but it just helps so you don't have to use as much baking soda and vinegar. But get some cups, and then you can do as many as you want, but I'm going to do as much as I can of a rainbow. Does anybody out there remember the colors of the rainbow? Guys, I'm not hearing anything. No? Oh, no, I hear somebody said red. Oh, I heard orange. Yeah, I heard yellow, blue, green, blue, and I actually ran out of space, so we're not going to do indigo and violet. Plus, I have no idea how to make indigo, to be honest. So we're going to go blue, purple, and then we're going to call it quits at 6, okay? So hopefully you guys all have your supplies, and now we need to put baking soda. Do you guys have it? Often comes in a box that looks like this, but it doesn't matter if yours doesn't. We're going to put a bunch of baking soda in each one of these. So I think we're going to go probably about, I don't know, can you guys see that? We're going to go probably about, it's about up to here. So pretty full, but not all the way full, because we have to have room for the vinegar, okay? And do that with each one of your cups. And you got to have it pretty close to the top, because you want to spill out on this one. That's part of the fun here. Is this going to make a big, oh yeah, that's a good point, guys. So you see this here, this casserole dish. It doesn't have to be clear. It doesn't have to be a casserole dish. It could be a cookie tray. But put something under this, guys, because if you get food dye all over either the floor, the table, the countertop, I don't know where you guys are doing this, but it can make a big mess and stain things. So I don't want you to get in trouble. So how about you put it in a container? Why did I put paper towel in here? Only because I think it helps see the color better. You don't have to do that, but you can if you want. All right, you guys all have your containers full out there? Hopefully so. So I have my 6 containers, and then I'm gonna put some food dye in it. And this gets pretty messy. And I actually want to take one of my paper towel out of here because I don't want to make a mess of where I'm at. So I want you to start putting your food dye in these containers. So red, is super obvious, isn't it? Red, and I'm having troubles with these, and that's why I make such a mess, I think. I have to take them apart. And my hands are getting all dyed. Look at this already, guys. Okay, so red, I'm going to put probably about 10 drops in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's close. Now, guys, I'm going to just jump down here to orange. Remember, orange is made by mixing. You got it. Red and yellow. So I'm going to put about half in orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if we get all the way down here to purple, how do you make purple? That's right. You mix blue and red. So I'm going to put 5 in there too. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And let's do the blue since we're talking about it. And the blue is the one that's been leaking on me and making a big mess. So we're going to put it in purple, remember? So I'm going to put 5 in there. And I'm actually going to try and put it right on top of the other dot. And I'm hoping that's going to turn it so it actually comes out the right color. Might not. Blue, I'm going to put 10 drops in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, guys, what do we have left? Orange. What made orange again? Red and yellow. So now we have yellow. Let's see if this one works. Oh, it does. Good. Again, I'm going to put it right on top of the other drops. And you can't see because my containers are, let's see here. Can you see this? You can actually see it kind of turn to orangey color in there. I think it's going to work. So red, orange, yellow. So I have to put 10 drops in here now. I'm not counting very good because it doesn't really matter, to be honest, guys. Just put a bunch in. Green. Okay, guys, I have lots of food dye left. Do you? If you've got lots left, maybe you want to put a bit more in just to make sure that there's lots of food coloring in there. Because we want this to be nice and colorful when we make our rainbow. I got to put a little more yellow on top of that red I just put in there, just so it can be nice and orange. And which one looks like it doesn't have enough? Maybe blue, we need a bit more. And a little bit more in the purple one, and we'll add some more red there. All right, I think we're getting close. So now what I want you guys to do is get a bunch of vinegar. Now, it might be easier if you put it in a bunch of little containers to pour. So if I was going to do that, I would set up a bunch of these, and you might need help with this. I don't want you to spill and make a big mess, because sometimes these are heavy bottles. And make little containers. And then you could just go dump, dump, dump. You know what? I'll do that. We'll do it the same way you guys are going to do it. I might add more later. So we're going to have 6 little containers. So I have lots of vinegar ready. Because it's more fun if it makes a big mess, isn't it, guys? So we're going to have a whole pile of vinegar ready to do our rainbow. And sometimes people call this volcanoes when they make these. So we can call this a rainbow volcano. Need one more. Okay, you guys ready for this? So I would kind of try and go kind of quick and put them all in. But you can do it however you like. So we're going to just start going here. We're going to dump them all in. I'm hoping it's going to kind of mix together like a rainbow. So here we go. Oh, yes, look at that. You know what, guys? As you can see, it works better just to dump. What do you guys think? I think it worked out pretty well. And it worked out even better on the paper towel. So guys, I put the paper towel in there because I wanted it just to be able to see it easier, but I really like it now, actually. So I think if yours didn't work out super awesome, maybe do it again with paper towel. I hope you can see. Let's see if I can do this without making a big mess. I want to actually try and show you the paper towel now, because it looks pretty cool to me. I'm going to hold on to that so it doesn't go anywhere. Can you guys see that? That really looks like a rainbow to me. And remember, guys, what is the rainbow? Do you remember? The rainbow is a promise, right? It's a promise from God that there'll never be another flood. But not just a flood, because there's lots of floods, isn't there? I'm sure you guys have heard of it. But never be a flood where what? where everybody dies. So every time you see a rainbow in the sky, you can remember that God makes promises to you. And guys, if God makes a promise, does he keep his promise? That's for sure. So if God makes a promise, he'll keep it. And God made a promise about floods. But God made other promises. God made promises that we get to go to heaven and be with him if we believe in him. And that's a pretty amazing thing, isn't it, guys? So I hope you had fun with your baking soda and vinegar. If you have leftovers, do a whole bunch more of it. Make a whole pile of rainbows. Play with different shapes. But while you're playing with your rainbow, remember, God keeps his promises.
Thank you, Teacher Ian. So Teacher Ian was talking about the promise. That's another word for, remember the other word?
Covenant.
Covenant. And God said, I'll make a covenant with you. I will never send another flood that will cover the whole earth. So that's a wonderful thing when we look up at that rainbow. Now we're going to sing a song about the rainbow. It says, God, rainbow is a promise. And you can sing along with us, okay?
Look at the pretty rainbow up in the sky.
Did you know that that's God's promise to us? That there will never be another flood to cover the whole world? Let's sing about his special promise.
The rainbow is a promise in the sky. There'll never be another flood where all the people die. Till Jesus comes to take us home with him on high. The rainbow is a promise in the sky. The rainbow is a promise, all is well. There'll never be another flood, a story we can tell. Till Jesus comes to take us home with him to dwell. The rainbow is a promise, all is well.
Hey kids, why don't you come around, get real close to us here, and let's sing this together. This is so much fun. All right, everybody ready?
The rainbow is a promise for you and me. There'll never be another flood throughout eternity. Till Jesus comes to take us home with him to be. The rainbow is a promise for you and me. The rainbow is a promise in the sky. There'll never be another flood where all the people die. Till Jesus comes to take us home with him on high. The rainbow is a promise in the sky. 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 The rainbow is a promise in the sky.
So children, sometimes all of us are afraid, even adults. But God doesn't want us to have that feeling of fear and to be afraid. He wants us to remember that he is always with us. So now we're going to read a story. It's called Quinn's Promise Rock. And it's written by Christy Thomas. And the person who did all the pretty drawings is Sydney Hansen. And it's published by Harvest House. So let's see our story about Quinn. Quinn's Promise Rock. Quinn was a thoughtful little owl who always had a lot of questions. One night, Quinn and her father went flying together as they soared through the forest searching for some dinner. Quinn had a sudden, scary thought. "Daddy," she asked. "Yes, my little owl." "What if I get lost? What if you dive and I don't notice? What if you get so far ahead of me and I can't find you? You fly so quietly. What if?" Quinn's father was smiling. He turned away slowly and started flying toward a mountain. Quinn followed him. Why wasn't her father saying anything? Quinn flapped her wings harder as they flew up and up, and she started to breathe heavier. Where were they going? Her father circled around a huge stone on the top of the mountain and then perched on it. Quinn landed and puffed as she tried to catch her breath. "Daddy," she panted, "why did we come up here?" Her father lifted his wing and pointed toward the forest far below. Do you see that tree way down there? He asked. Quinn nodded. Do you recognize it? Quinn's bright owl eyes looked keenly at the tree, and then she blurted, well, that's our tree. That's where our nest is. Her father nodded and said, this mountain will always be here. It never moves, and it will always show you the way home. Quinn, God is like this rocky mountain. God is always here. He never changes, and he will never leave. He will show you the way you should go. Quinn nodded thoughtfully. Suddenly, she felt a drop on her beak, and then another drop on her head. Her father spread his wings and started flying back down the mountain. Quinn followed. The rain started to come down faster and faster, and the wind came in gusts. It pushed Quinn's little owl body this way and that way, and she became frightened. Cold water poured off her feathers, and she could barely see her father through all the raindrops. Her father slowed down and then landed inside a tiny cave on the side of the mountain. Quinn landed beside him and shook the water off her feathers. Her father lifted a wing, and Quinn snuggled underneath it to warm up. As the storm roared on, her father hugged her close and said, this cave is a safe place. It protects us from the wind and the rain. Quinn, God is like this rocky cave. God can protect you during the scariest times in life. When you feel afraid, he is right there, just like this cave, and you can take shelter in him. Eventually, the storm stopped, and the sky cleared. The stars came out, and Quinn and her father started off again under the shining moon. They flew silently through the night, sometimes swooping down to eat, but mostly just flying side by side. Just as Quinn was starting to feel quite tired, her father dove toward the ground and landed right on the forest floor. Quinn landed beside him and looked up at him with wide, wondering eyes. Quinn's father picked up a little rock with his talon and gave it to her. Then he looked into Quinn's eyes and said, if you tuck this rock into your feathers, you can carry it everywhere you go. You will feel it hard against your body. Quinn, God is like this tiny rock. Even though he is big like a mountain and safe like a cave, you can also carry him with you wherever you go. God is always with you. Quinn's eyes grew even bigger. So if I get lost or scared, I can feel my little rock and remember God is with me? That's right, my thoughtful little owl. God will show you the way you should go. He will be a safe place, and he will always be with you. The sun began to rise, and Quinn tucked her little rock into a safe place in her feathers. As she and her father flew home, she could hardly wait to tell her mama about this strange and wonderful night. Best of all, she could show him her little promise rock. I want to read you a couple verses from the Bible. It says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or get discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you will go. And there's one more verse I want to read. It says, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. And I know sometimes we have scary times right now with COVID. It's very unusual, and we don't even know what's happening sometimes, but we know that God is always with us. Sometimes at night, maybe when there's a storm, you can think about God. You don't need to carry a rock, do you? Because God is always with you, and you can always talk to him. So now I think it's time for our program to be over. We're going to have our prayer, and then we're going to say goodbye. So let's close our eyes. Dear Father, thank you for being with us today, and thank you for the story of Noah, that we know that you are always with us. And we pray that we will always remember that you do not want us to be afraid, that you want us to have just love in our hearts and trust in you. So bless the children today, keep them all in your care. In Jesus' name, amen. So goodbye from Teacher Dawn.
Bye, guys. I'm Oliver.
Bye.
Amelie. So have a good day and have a wonderful time, and may God always be with you, and we send our love to you. Bye-bye.
pretty rainbow up in the sky.
Did you know that that's God's promise to us? That there will never be another flood to cover the whole world? Let's sing about his special promise.
The rainbow is a promise in the sky. There'll never be another flood where all the people die. Till Jesus comes to take us home with him on high. The rainbow is a promise in the sky. The rainbow is a promise, all is well. There'll never be another flood, a story we can tell. Till Jesus comes to take us home with him to dwell. The rainbow is a promise, all is well.
Hey kids, why don't you come around, get real close to us here, and let's sing this together. This is so much fun. All right, everybody ready?
The rainbow is a promise for you and me. There'll never be another flood throughout eternity. Till Jesus comes to take us home with him to be. The rainbow is a promise for you and me. The rainbow is a promise in the sky. There'll never be another flood where all the people die. Till Jesus comes to take us home with him on high. The rainbow is a promise in the sky. The rainbow is a promise in the sky. The rainbow is a promise in the sky. The rainbow is a promise in the sky.